development. Go ahead.
So in the electronics industry, people use this term, this acronym NPI,
Right.
New Product Introduction. Okay, so it's how to bring a new product into production with relatively low risk, right?
Yeah.
While avoiding a lot of the unpleasant surprises. So at the beginning is the fuzzy product development phases, right?
Yep.
A lot of discovery. So what kind of products should we develop? Let's try to put together some specific requirements for it. Let's do a feasibility study. Let's study what actually is possible, what kind of components would go into it,
Yeah.
what can we do with them, etc. Okay, and then once you have your design architecture in place, once you know really, okay, that's we go in that direction, we have this chipset, we use these critical components, etc. Then go into the details of the work, the engineering design, prototyping. Okay, so that's what we call phase, the third phase.
Right.
Then once you have really confirmed that you have prototypes that work like expected, look like expected, the product design basically can be frozen, you say, all right, let's go into the second half, which we say is more like the delivery phases with lower risk because the product design is frozen. Before that is very fuzzy. There's a lot of left and right. Okay. This is engineering validation testing, just to make sure that it actually works.
Yep.
Okay. Design validation testing, so with parts coming off of tooling, starting to make more products. Okay.
Yep.
It goes up and to the right because there's more samples, more prototypes.
Yes.
It's start to make some batches, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. And you see, okay, the appearance, the look and feel, again, the functionality, test for reliability, and also test for compliance, typically at this stage. If that's okay, go to pre-production and do some pilot runs. Okay, so again, maybe 50 pieces, 100 pieces, depends the complexity of the product, the size of the product, etc. You do everything with production intent processes. Okay, the testing systems also all need to be in place. Okay. And then if you do maybe one, if you see some issues to fix, maybe you do a second one. At one point you say, okay, it's ready for production.
Yeah.
You have readiness for production, you go into mass production, and you ramp up. Okay, ramping up means you have some indicators like scrap rate, the yield, meaning how many products are good the first time.
Yep.
And you want to improve on them over time.
Yep.
And obviously you need to improve on the pace.
Yes.
You need to be able to make more and more and more product. So the existing lines need to have more semi-automation, better fixtures, better jigs, etc. But then if the volume is really warranted, then you go into maybe a long line, and then you duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, right? That's how you do for those consumer electronic products that work very, very well.
Wow.
They don't all work very, very well. Okay, sometimes it doesn't keep going up to the right like crazy, but that's the overall logic. And if you think of products from Apple, Microsoft, and so on, all these big companies, they have their own version of this. They have their own processes, but really, all that I said right now, they tend to do the same way, but just maybe instead of 1 and 2, maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, and more prototypes.
Yep.
Just on a larger scale.
Yep.
Right. But that's the logic. And if you want to skip some of this because you say I want to go here faster, you expose yourself to massive risks.
Yes.
And you go here, and then you say, oh, actually, we have this problem with this. Oh, we need to go back here, actually, make some product changes.
Yeah.
And then we can go back here, right? So some of our customers really push us to try to merge some of them or skip some of them. But in the end, what we see is that the timelines are not shorter because they skip some steps. But then every time on these kind of complex electronic products, they have to go back
Yeah.
There's mechanical elements, electronics, software, there's compliance requirements, reliability requirements, etc., etc. There's always something that will catch up with you and bring you back earlier. You cannot really skip. You have to go phase by phase.
Right.
We're having tooling, preparation, mass production, with all the validation testing that that really cannot be skipped again. Very, very important.
Fantastic. Amazing. Thank you, Renaud.